Ever wonder how a lawyer proves an accident actually caused your pain when your body already had a few skeletons in the closet, medically speaking? Turns out your cranky old back problem does not automatically let the other driver off the hook. Doctors and lawyers use something called the eggshell skull rule, and no, that does not mean you are made of eggshells. It just means if someone hits you and makes an old injury worse, they are still responsible for the damage they caused, fragile you and all. Here's where it gets tricky though, because insurance companies love to play detective. They will dig through your medical records looking for literally anything. A twisted ankle from 2018, a sore shoulder from that one softball league, hoping to say your pain was already there before the crash. So how do lawyers fight back? They bring in medical experts who compare your before and after like a dramatic makeover show, except instead of a new haircut, it is a spine that suddenly does not work the same way. These experts look at your medical history, your imaging, and your symptoms, then explain in plain terms what changed after the accident. Think of it like a timeline. If you were doing fine hiking on weekends and now you can barely climb stairs, that gap tells a story. This is called differential diagnosis, a fancy term for basically ruling things out one by one. Doctors ask, could this pain be from the old injury? Could it be from something else entirely? And eventually they land on what is most likely true. Now here's a plot twist most people do not expect. Having a pre-existing condition does not weaken your case as much as people assume. It can actually help, because it shows a clear contrast between your life before the accident and your life after. Lawyers also rely on something called an independent medical exam, which sounds intimidating but is really just another doctor checking the same injury from a neutral angle. It is like getting a second opinion, except this one might end up in a courtroom instead of a waiting room. Documentation becomes your best friend in all of this. If you saw a doctor 2 days after the accident instead of 2 months later, that tiny detail can make or break how convincing your timeline looks. People often think one bad MRI scan seals the deal, but causation is rarely that simple. It is more like assembling a puzzle. Medical records, expert opinions, your own daily journal of pain levels all piece together to form one clear picture. Insurance adjusters are trained to look for gaps and inconsistencies, almost like they are auditioning for a crime show. That is exactly why lawyers coach clients to be consistent, honest, and thorough, because contradictions are basically free ammunition for the other side. Comparative negligence sometimes enters the chat too, especially when multiple health issues overlap. Even if you were partly at fault or partly unhealthy beforehand, many states still let you recover damages, just adjusted based on percentages. A lot of people panic thinking their old diagnoses will tank their claim completely. In reality, a good legal team turns your medical history into context, not a confession. At the end of the day, causation is less about proving perfection and more about proving a believable, well-supported story of what changed and why. Your body does not need to have been flawless before the accident, it just needs a clear before and after that makes sense. If you want to learn more about how our team handles cases just like this, check out our links in the description below.